Hello.
Hi, everyone.
I'm Ginger.
I'm Dee.
And
this is
is
Chattin' with CHAP, episode 8. Da, da, da.
Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about testing, the end of our 102 series. So it's okay. Take a deep breath, everyone.
Don't be nervous.
Good. It's good. It's good. But
we are talking about sort of a dreaded word, maybe, but we're talking about the dreaded testing. And you know what? Yes, by law, we have to test our children in 3rd, 5th, and 8th grade, but it doesn't have to be stressful.
No, not at all.
I mean, I think the one thing we really just want our hearts to come across to you tonight is we want you to remember that you know your child better than the test. And no, it doesn't matter how they score on the test. No one can tell you that you can't homeschool.
Exactly.
And you know, your child's worth isn't found in a test result.
Exactly.
And how you're doing as a homeschool mom is not found in the test results. It's not, no. So, I mean, that's the big thing we want to stress before we get into the nitty-gritty details of it, is just to keep it in perspective. God has an amazing plan. An amazing plan for your children. He created them, He knows them, and He is not going to let you down or let them down. And no test is going to determine their worth, their value, or their future. So just remember that. I mean, we do have to do it, we have to comply, but remember, it's just a good way to see maybe some areas that are weak that you want to work on,
or confirm what you already know.
Maybe confirm what you already know, but it's nothing to be stressed about.
It really isn't, and there's very few people who really do super awesome well on a test, and it just is not a really good gauge of all the things that your child is good at. So please, deep breath. That's good. It's good. It's good. Okay, so a little bit more of the nitty gritty. There is a list of acceptable tests. So it is in our Keys to Homeschooling manual. It's also online, but I will read it to you here. California Achievement Test, the Comprehensive Testing Program, Iowa Test of Basic Skills, Measures of Academic Progress, the Metropolitan Achievement Test, Peabody Achievement Individual Test, the revised version, Stanford Achievement Test, the Terra Nova Test, Woodcock-Johnson Revised Test of Achievement 3, and Woodcock-Johnson 4, and the Wechsler Individual Achievement Test 3. I was unfamiliar with that one. That's WECHSLER. So those 11 are acceptable tests in the state of Pennsylvania.
And there's lots of ways that you can go about doing these tests. You can do them online now. There's testing online. A lot of times your evaluator will administer the test for you. I know that mine administers the tests. Also, sometimes the co-ops will get a group together and bring someone in to do the testing. I'm trying to think of some other ways that we talked about. Oh, online, on our website, if you really are at a loss and you can't find anybody, you can go online to chaponline.com, and there is a section on there where you can put in a county, and it gives a list of testers. But the way that I did it is I swapped testing with a friend. We had a copy of the California Achievement Test, and so when it was my kids were in 3rd, 5th, or 8th grade, I sent them to her. When her kids were 3rd, 5th, 8th grade, she sent them to me, and we just swapped it that way, and it worked really well because my kids knew her, so that took some of the stress out of the test and not knowing where you were going or who you were going to be with, because you can actually do it at the school, but I think
that's super stressful.
That would be stressful. We didn't do that. I don't know. I don't know anybody that does that, but you can do that. You could send your kids to school for testing, but just swapping with a friend worked really well for us.
Yeah, and the cool thing is too, like you can even have a sibling doing it, an older sibling. It's just as long as it's not the parent. So it's really like if you have an older college-aged, older senior high student, they can do it too.
Test. Right.
Lots of options.
Yeah.
So it's really cool that way.
Yeah.
So, let me see here. So evaluators are the only ones who are going to see those results. Back in the day, it used to go in the portfolio which went to the school, but no longer. It just goes to your evaluator, and really that another layer of stress taken away.
That's right.
It's very good. So if you do, or if you are looking for accommodations, if you have a child with ADHD or is just struggling, you can ask for accommodations. And it's a good idea to contact the publisher of the test that you'd like to use and ask them, what are the accommodations that I could have and still keep the integrity of the test? So a lot of times parents will ask for an untimed version, or they'll ask to be able to read the test to their child. Or I knew one child who blew up the test so it was big, so there was more white space, so it looked like fewer words on the page. And this is all good and acceptable, but it's always good to check in with the publisher just to see what they're thinking. And I will post a web link to an article that a friend of mine who has a son with ADHD and any kids who have IEPs or ADHD issues, that has a list of accommodations that you can ask for.
Okay.
Really great information on how to handle testing situations and that sort of thing. So if that is a concern of yours, there are options. There is information out there. I will post a link to that one particular article. And again, you can defray the panic on all of that. It doesn't need to be stressful. You can, you know your child.
That's
your
right.
child, and you can set it up to work with their needs.
Well, and I think you said something really important. There's options. There's always options. And so we just need to seek those out and take the stress out of it. And we hope that our little time here tonight took some of that stress out of it for you.
We're hoping.
But if you still have some questions, drop us a comment. We'd love to help you out. That's what we're here for. That's what we're doing this every week. So if you guys have questions, something wasn't clear, send us a message, send us a comment. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. If you're watching, just drop a message. Let us know where you're watching from. So yeah.
Hi, Lisa.
Yeah. Hi, Lisa. Next week.
So, well, this episode wraps up our Homeschooling in PA 102, which was during the year things, portfolio, log, and testing.
I think we covered it all.
Yeah, and you can test anytime during the year, by the way. It doesn't have to be at the end. So that wraps up 102. In a few weeks, we will be starting Homeschooling 103. Evaluators. Dun, dun, dun. So don't worry about
that. Which the evaluator is key in a lot of what we talk about, really. Yeah. If you know your evaluator well, because that's who sees the test results. So it's good to be comfortable with your evaluator.
But we'll talk about that later. So next week, we will be here. We will be live, but it's going to be a little different.
Won't be here.
Oh, we won't be right here.
Facebook.
We'll be here with you online. But we're going to be doing a little segment on Date Your Spouse.
All right. That's right.
We'll be live on location, and it'll be really fun.
Awesome. Sounds like a good time.
Yay.
Well, this is it.
That went fast.
It did go fast.
Okay.
This has been
Chattin' with
Chap. Good night.
Bye.